This is the One Shot Growth Podcast. No fluff, real business. Hosted by Daniel Radabaugh and Derek Boyd, where business, mindset, and real life collide through real conversations, real experiences, and figuring it out together. If you're building, learning, and figuring it out too, you're in the right place.
What's going on, everybody? Derek and I are up here at Palo Pinto State Park, and we're hiking. So just figured we'd do something a little bit different. Everybody say hi to Derek. Got to get the face tracking enabled again, but looks like we got some people coming up, or I can hear them anyways. What you want to talk about on this one?
And we just wanted to switch it up on this one. We've got a pretty dedicated content loop of topics that we're focusing on and on our way to an event, and just decided to mix it up, do something different, stop and have a little fun on this one.
Sorry about that, y'all. We had some loud kids running around, but now, so as y'all know, Derek and I had talked quite a bit on taking time for yourself, so wanted to prove to everybody that we actually don't work every single day all day, and want to get back a little bit of content while we're out on this hike today. It's a brand new state park up here, just opened in 2026, called Palo Pinto State Park. Did some driving around, and we're trying to find a pavilion that we could set up in and then record, but to be honest, the hike's better, and as y'all can see, we're kind of walking straight out by the water and enjoying the view. I'll pan in over here a little bit, but nothing better than a little bit of rain and walk down by the lake. So
yeah, we wanted to switch it up on this one. We just come off of our last week's topic of burnout and making sure we make time for ourselves outside of the daily grind, right? And what better way than for us to call a little audible off of I-20, headed towards DFW. Have an event to attend tomorrow, and due for a podcast session today. And we thought, we're set up to take this show on the road, so let's find a good spot and get out, stretch our legs. Not a long drive from Midland to Fort Worth, but nice little break for us to get out and enjoy nature and still do what we love to do, which is keep going with this podcast and this movement that we're working on, and try to find ways throughout the days to get a little bit of work and play in at the same time.
Absolutely, man. I know you mentioned the conference tomorrow. We're doing the TCU Global Energy Symposium. I know we got quite a few great guests that are going to be out there at the college and talking around oil and gas and where things are going over the next couple of years. So looking forward to hearing the great content, but man, it's honestly just get away from Midland for a little bit and see what's going on,
Well, we haven't got to deep dive into it a whole lot on the show, but as we talked about a little bit before, Project 214 hiking trip, that's how Daniel and I first met. And it's not uncommon, whether we're with 214 or not, we've done a lot of side trips where we find a trail and run it down and see where it goes. And a lot of times with your wife, either coming or going from another trip, we'll pop in where we can, and always love getting back out in nature, getting off the grid a little bit. It's so important to switch it up.
It's crazy how much this actually kind of looks like Cloudcroft out here, If y'all haven't been out here, man, it's a hidden gem. Many mountains, we'll call them, but good water and good mountains, good trees. We don't get to see this very often.
Great brand new facilities out here. They put a lot of money into it. campgrounds, places for the kids to play. There's a lake here with a kayak rental spot there and actually a really nice kayak loadout right there on the lake. So we'll be coming back for some other trips out this way for sure with some different people having a good time out here for sure.
I'd never seen a kayak rental thing like that, man. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's credit card ran and you don't have to put the boat in the water and then jump in. So for you guys that like to be out here in the winter, you know, you put the kayak on these rollers and just pull yourself out into the water and then pull yourself out of the water when you're done. You keep yourself 100% dry. So not too shabby, but that's a good trail.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I think one of the reminders we get from hiking is how often we need to do more walking. We do our best to stay in the gym, but busy schedules, it doesn't always work out. And more times than not, we get out on a trail, try to catch our breath a little bit. We're reminded how important this is to keep our physical health in check. And can't do this kind of thing from the office, that's for sure.
Not at all, brother. This is absolutely amazing. Here, I'll show y'all what we're looking at as we're walking down the trail here. Pan around, but yeah, so it's about a half-mile walk, you'd say. Maybe a little bit under, 0.3, something like that. But
Not bad at all.
nah, this is absolutely amazing, y'all.
Yeah. Hear that? Absolutely nothing. It's amazing. Beautiful out here.
Yeah, it is.
It's a water view back there. There's some kayakers out.
Fortunately, people in their trash pisses me off.
Yeah, this being new, probably largely undiscovered, but you know how it goes in Texas. It won't be long. People will figure out it's here.
That's what, Tuesday,
Yeah.
about 1:30 right now?
Yeah, it'll be, I imagine by summertime, it'll be popping out here for sure.
Fortunately, you can't keep the hidden gems forever. These, luckily the trail that we're on, you can't drive down yet, so it allows us to just kind of walk a full loop around the lake and enjoy it, man. Like I said, it's a lot like Cloudcroft. You and me leaving the entire group and just getting out on our own for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's where One Shot Growth started, you know?
Yeah. And it was pretty wild that just that little bit of time that we spent outside of the group and kind of catching up and really having the time and the space to talk about a lot of stuff. We've really figured out that we had a lot in common with where we'd been, where we came from, where we wanted to go, and that kind of container space, if you will, is not happening inside of the busy hustle and bustle of everyday life with plenty of stuff to do, plenty of reasons not to go. And what I love about those group trips like that is, for one, you really don't know what to expect. You just mentally committing to go is a huge first step.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know what's going to happen. Got a general idea, but once you get there, there's so much to find out in just getting to know people outside of who you thought they were. Or we had connections on that trip. Somebody knew somebody that we knew. If it wasn't directly, it was indirectly. And we never would have figured that out if we hadn't been on that trip. And I think we had a couple of days there on the first part of the trip. We didn't have enough time really with everybody in the group because we were playing the backside of the line. But we made it a point to shuffle the mix up and get to know some of the other guys. And when we did, we started to connect a lot of dots that really we never would have figured that out.
That brings up a good point, even on the business side, man. How often do you intermingle your different departments? We had Marines, we had Air Force, we had Navy, we had Coast Guard, all of us on the trip. And it was real quick, day one, everybody clicked together, started having conversations with the guys you knew. And about 3/4 of the way into the first day, I think Ron's the one that said, hey, break it up. Yeah. The whole purpose of part of 214 was helping veterans make connections, recenter themselves, enjoying outside and what we're doing, but you got to make connections with other veterans and help each other out. So that's where you and I started talking, and then that last day we got out and did just what we did today, just two of us.
Yeah.
BSing on the trail. Yeah, I'm gonna set y'all up just so you can see what we're looking at here, guys. I mean, you go, for you Midlanders out there in the desert with us, this is 3.5 hours, 3 hours maybe.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad drive, man. I mean, just like Derek said, I'm a photographer. I love coming out here and just taking pictures. Centers me and changes the way I think. And of course, there goes my wife's favorite bird, and kingfisher. Laughing at me. If y'all don't know, the kingfisher will literally fly off and laugh at you the entire time that it's flying away, saying, you wish you caught me.
Can't stress enough how important it is to get off the grid and just get out here. A lot of times you get down into these trails and your service goes out, which is, if you're like us, that's a good forced problem to have, because we're real bad about not getting off our phones. But once you hit the trail and you're off the grid, it's just nature, man. You can hear the water moving, the birds are talking. It's not emails, it's not text, it's not proposals going every which way.
And for those of you that got husbands or wives in the oil and gas industry and you're not in it yourself, bring them out here. There is no cell signal, so they'll stay off of it for a couple days,
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
Don't tell them you're bringing them out here until it's too late.
Don't rat me out either. Appreciate that.
No, tell them we said that, because you do need to prioritize making time for this. None of us are perfect at doing this, and we have to take a lot of effort and put that into being intentional about getting out of our comfortable environment of blowing and going and keeping up with everything, and make the time to get out here and disconnect and just check out for a little bit. Get out of the loop, running the wheel, or whatever you want to call it. But
I know next week we're going to talk a lot more on kind of internal and external operating systems, right? Setting yourself up to where you can come out here and disconnect without having your team. We talked on it some last week. If you can't train your guys up to take care of the office while you're gone, or take care of the field while you're gone, then what are you doing it for? You're going to wind up leaving the company saying, what did I improve? Well, nothing, because you were always the go-to guy.
What's your catchphrase? Where am I the bottleneck?
Where am I the bottleneck? That's it.
That's a question we have to ask ourselves constantly. Yep. Building a new business venture it's just us. And we've got to be really honest with ourselves about trying to have too much control and constantly being the only ones that can get anything accomplished. If we stay in that mindset forever, we're not going to ever get anywhere, because the work keeps piling up, and we have to put our hands on it and be a part of every facet of it. Then we're not going to get a chance to come do stuff like this and actually enjoy having fun with this. It's not just a business venture for us to get rich off of. And this is a very passionate project that we've launched with this, and through our trips that we've been on, and both personal and nonprofit trips, we've seen such huge value in the mental health aspect of doing this, and disconnecting from the everyday norm, and just doing stuff that we're not normally doing, whether that's a new hobby, or I can't tell you how many times I followed these guys around on these bizarre what are we doing today? Are we storm chasing? Are we hiking trails?
Yeah.
Do we know where we're getting out? Do we know how far we're going? No idea. I'm completely out of my element, but just go.
Yep.
Rock hunting.
Yeah.
I recently went on my first rock hunt with them, and you would have never convinced me in a million years that I would have been interested in rock hunting, and we had an absolute blast.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, we found the old barracks from back in the Pancho Villa days,
Yeah.
and found some artifacts, found some arrowheads, shark teeth. You know, obviously we're down in that Terralingua area, close to Midland. You know,
Yep.
4.5 hours, Big Bend area, and we're on a private ranch. We're out there rock hunting. We find all this stuff, and you get to looking around, and it's like, this used to all be underwater. And volcanic activity is the reason that these rocks are here that my wife now makes jewelry out of. You know, it's unbelievable.
Now, I think too, what we had talked about a lot in doing this kind of stuff was to really be our most authentic selves in the whole process. And we had some early months where we had analysis paralysis, I guess you'd call it, where we were trying to figure out how to frame this content in the most perfect way and get the angles and the studio and all this stuff. It just didn't feel real. It didn't feel authentic to who we were. Every time we'd get set up for a formal session or recording, whatever, we would just be so out of our element, because when we're trying too hard, it takes away from who we really are. And get out here on a day like this, enjoying nature, let her rip, you know, get to be ourselves, we get to have fun. Ain't nobody telling us we can't do this. And we want the messaging throughout this entire thing to be pure. And it may not look the best, may not be the most polished, but I guarantee you, if you're following along, you're gonna watch us have a really good time doing this. And we encourage you to do the same thing.
Well, you get that deer in the headlight looks when you get in front of the cameras, right? I mean, it's happened to me many times. I've been on quite a few podcasts, news interviews, whatever, and you're just sitting there going, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands, you know, but doing stuff like this with Derek, I mean, we're still growing, y'all. We're still trying to figure out the flow, and, you know, we appreciate y'all dialing in and letting us be authentic. I mean, it's no different than business development, working for a company trying to sell a product, right? If you don't understand the product, you don't know how to talk about it, and you haven't researched the benefits and what it can do, then when you're sitting there in a sales meeting, what happens, right? You're same thing that happens on camera if you're trying to do a podcast and you're not being your true self. Right? The one thing I always said when I was doing sales was, I'm not gonna change who I am. I'm gonna build relationships, and I'm just gonna be me. And you know what? People don't buy equipment, they don't buy tech, they buy people and relationships. And that's where it sells, man. But again, like on this podcast, I mean, we're, you know, some of it's gonna be business, some of it's gonna be us just talking, having a good time, and you know, we invite y'all to be a part of the journey with us. Just enjoy it.
It's all downhill from here. How many times have we heard that on a hike?
Sorry, I got to pause for a minute, man.
Oh, we gotta.
Just look at it. We're venturing. We're taking pictures. It's freaking beautiful. That, and I'm chasing the stupid kingfisher that my wife is going to kill me if I don't get a picture of. So, yeah, I'd love to get y'all's feedback on this. Let me know, you know, how did this kind of sit with you guys? Figured it's a little better than sitting at a desk for a day. Luckily, with our line of work and what we do, we can get out and do different things, right? But we still want this to be valuable to you guys. If you got any advice or any comments, questions, we'd love to get your feedback. And you can find us on oneshotgrowth.com. You got Daniel Radabaugh and Derek Boyd.
Our accounts are active on all the social pages: TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Podcast is being routed through 17 different channels.
Yeah.
We're just happy that you're interested enough to tag along with us.
Yeah, thank y'all for following One Shot Growth, and we'll see y'all next week.
Appreciate you being here with us on the One Shot Growth podcast. If this episode hit for you, subscribe, share it with someone who needs it, and keep the conversation going. And if you want to see what we're building, head over to oneshotgrowth.com. We're just getting started. See you on the next one.